good.
Waiting for it to load this part. It's really kind of slow on this part.
John sings, everyone.
Yeah,
yes.
It's a highlight of these Zoom calls.
Some might call it an unfortunate habit I've developed.
No, it's great.
All right. So I'm going to drop the link in there now.
Also has like pro lighting with like. Do you have like
you should see
it is true.
this damn setup. It is so impressive.
It's legit.
I'm gonna read a book, like a children's.
Oh, I know. It's that could be that. You could also do that. You could just live stream reading children's books, Sean. It would be very enjoyable.
Mr. Rogers said.
Yes.
Well, so we are live. We've got one person watching now, and we're going to start to probably get some more.
One person.
Hello, one person. It may be me because I'm also looking at the live stream. It's two now. Wonderful. So welcome everyone to Being Honest or Been Honest. We've not quite settled on a pronunciation. It's something we're kind of trying to work out. But yeah, this is our really wonderful series that we're doing as part of Be Honest 2020, our 11th annual Be Honest, talking about the friends we made along the way, the journey that got us to today, and how this whole event came to be. So if you don't know me, I am Sean Schumacher. I'm now I believe assistant professor.
You are a full-time assistant tenure track professor, Sean Schumacher.
The ranks always confuse me.
We have you forever.
Long time coming.
I know.
Barring the 3- and 6-year reviews. But I am joined with my friend and my co-host, Kate Bingaman-Burt, and Cielle Charron, who is a Be Honest alumnus herself.
Yeah,
yes.
Graduate of the program, graduate of helping with Be Honest, and now teaching here and living in this box with you all.
We love it. We're
trapped in this cube. Please, someone help us. But yeah, we are not just doing this by ourselves. No. We are joined by some incredibly special guests, and my, do we have a lot of guests from this particular group. I think I'm just going to go in order that you are in my participants list. Angela, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Angela Saylors. I was student outreach coordinator for a time, sometime in the past. And now I work at Fortis Construction as a marketing coordinator and graphic designer in their marketing department.
I love it. Which Be Honest were you helping with? You helped us several because you were one of the officers for Friends of Graphic Design. So you had several that you were participating in.
The one that stands out the most to me is the one at Wyden.
Was it the first one?
It might have been the first one.
I think it was the first one.
What year was that? 2014, 15?
I feel like it was 15. My guess is 15.
Does this look right?
Yeah.
I think that may have been the second one at Wyden.
I think it was 2014.
Was it
Zack
14?
knows.
Yeah, because 15 was the official graduation year. That makes sense.
Right.
Folks,
You
if you came here for
maybe
facts
something
and
like
not
this?
vague recollections,
That's the one. That's the first one.
Oh, wait. Was it this?
Oh, that
That's
was
the
that
one too.
That's good. That's
Official
good.
archivist.
Very exciting.
Yeah,
Flat files coming through.
keeper of the collateral.
Pamphlet. We got all kinds of goodies.
I love it. We have nothing tangible for this year, so it's nice to be able to see printed matter.
Remember paper?
Wonderful. Remember how we would order brochures and then they would be gone in 10 minutes and we'd be like, we ordered 800 of them.
And now they're all gone.
But yeah, thank you, Angela. And I think that also speaks to something that we're going to encounter with a lot of these, which is the years often are kind of squishy. Like people who would get involved in this event would be involved for a couple of years a lot of times. So next up in my list is Ben. Ben, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey guys, I'm Ben Vickery. I was involved in Be Honest whatever years Heather Noddings was involved in Be
You were in
Honest.
the first year. You were in the first year crew because it was at the Ford Food and Drink before it was
Yes.
Ford Food and Drink. You were part of the what the hell are we doing? Let's do this kind of thing. So you're OG for
in the
Be Honest.
before days. In the before days. Yeah, when we were still figuring it out.
You hosted Jessica Hish in your spare bedroom.
I did. I didn't know if now was the time for that story or not, but we certainly did not have enough money for Jessica Hish to stay in a hotel.
You ripped up carpeting in your guest room.
Well, Kate, I'm getting there. Listen, you're a bear. Like, no, Jessica Hish stayed at my house. It was a rental, but I still ripped up the carpet because it was disgusting up there. My landlord didn't know. I also designed her this little thing that I like put on the pillow. This is maybe a scoop. But I designed this little pamphlet that had like our Wi-Fi password and like a place for the key to sit on, and this whole thing that sat on the bed with like a.
It was like pre-Airbnb before Airbnb, Ben.
Which is amazing because my wife works at Airbnb.
I know.
So this was maybe the pivotal moment. I feel like that everything turned. But yeah, Jessica Hish stayed at my house. She left some dirty laundry when she left, and I had to send it to her via her FedEx business account, which is how I learned what a FedEx business account was by overnighting Jessica Hish her dirty laundry. So
wow,
it was
amazing.
It was great.
That's so good. Thank you so much. Next up in the list is Heather. Heather, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yay, Heather.
Yes.
Heather.
Hello. My name is my name is Heather Noddings. So OG with Ben, who was so nice to Jessica.
Oh no, we lost
happened?
Heather.
Okay. Well, wait, no, Heather's back.
Hold it.
Technical difficulties, folks. Please stand by. Heather, can you
my
hear
internet
us?
is unstable apparently. So 20. I can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can.
Oh, amazing. Yes, unstable internet. 2020 is alive and well in my house. It's great. Very long story short, Ben hosted Jessica Hish because Sal gave us enough money. We had a whole fun conversation about that. Oh, apparently my internet's unstable again. So part of the OG. I can't believe it's been 10 years. It's wild.
That's it is a little bit like watching a Heather Noddings flip book. Your audio is great, but we're getting about 3 frames a second. But yeah, I think that also brings up a player in this that we will not have with us. Sort of, you know, how New York is often, you know, the third character in any play. Salp is the third character.
So for those of you that don't know, SALP is basically kind of the student organizational group that runs all the student groups at Portland State. And we first were a part of that, and they were the ones that doled out money, and they didn't really dole out money very well. And so for the first several years of this event, it was just constantly pleading and justifying any damn thing that we wanted to do until we decided that we just weren't going to do it anymore, and we broke away. So SALP, like Sparkman, you're part of the 2020 crew right now. You're like, what the hell is SALP? Whereas like Ben probably still has nightmares about SALP. I'm pretty sure Zack Franceschi does. I know that you probably still wake up in a cold sweat screaming SALP sometimes.
I happen to know that Zack has a certain important SALP memento that he has prepped for us.
I don't know if you feel comfortable, but you know, like a dramatic reading could be nice.
Zack, you are actually next in the list.
We really don't care. We don't get any money from them anymore anyway. They can go screw themselves. So
okay, I was just telling them before you came on here that I recently, and it's ironic that we're doing this now, I recently found in my email the email that I forwarded to you secretly, because you know if they found out teachers were in contact with you at all, that was a strike against you. I found the very long email that I wrote to our SALP advisor person where I kind of said goodbye. You know? Yeah,
your Dear John letter,
right?
To SALP.
It's very dramatic and long, and I felt a little embarrassed reading it, but I also felt a little bit proud too. So I don't know. Maybe I'll.
Is there like a key sentence, Zach?
Is there like a highlight that you'd like to share?
What's your poll quote?
I can't. All right, let me look real quick. Here we go.
Well, did you find it?
I have it. I pulled it up. Here we go. I said, we have this amazing quote from Wim Weewell. Remember him? It was like 5 presidents ago. From when he visited our event 2 years ago. He told our group leader at the time, which I think was Ethan, this is exactly the kind of event PSU student groups should be hosting. ... And yet nobody cares because the streetcar stop isn't close enough or because the graphic design showcase only contains work by members of the graphic design group. This is nonsense. That was one of my
bars.
One of my sentences. There you go.
He came with that heat.
Yeah.
That's really good. I feel like those were all the kind of very strange arguments that they would make, though. Like I seem to remember we were being pressured at one point to hold Be Honest in Smith Ballroom. Attendance would have been not great, I think.
Yeah. They wanted us to do it in Smith Ballroom, and they wanted any student in the entire university to be able to participate.
Yeah, it was weird. And
they wanted to cater it themselves.
Oh, that's right. They wanted to cater. We had to use their catering group.
Yeah. We were also recalling the extremely nasty pizza that we had to get one year from Victor's. Was that your year, Zach? I think it may have been.
I don't think so. Well, maybe it was. I don't know what Victor's is, but I do remember some weird PSU pizza at one point.
Yeah, it was. Victor's is the dining commons that's in Ondine. And if that combination of words does not put you off eating there, I don't know what will. We're being joined by another guest.
Hi, Bingbing.
But I think next up on our list is Deb Lee. Deb, if you want to introduce yourself.
Deb.
Hi.
Oh, Deb.
Can you hear me? Can you see me? I
Yes.
can't see myself, so.
That's probably
Cool.
good. I hate the self view. I turn it off. It's not great. And for those of you that want to know, it's the 3 dots. Undo yourself. It'll set you free.
That's beautiful. I love that. Hi, I was 2015 was the year that I was I don't know what my job title was actually. Yeah, I designed that little card and that one. With Zack Franceschi. And who else? And Max Miller. And it was at Wyden and Kennedy. And it's all a blur. I don't really remember anything.
I have a beautiful photo of you and Max Miller and I think Conrad Crespin, because we had totally ran out of beer. And all 3 of you, like, I gave you a bunch of like sweaty dollars to go run down to the gas station to get a bunch of PBR. And I have a really wonderful picture of you all holding an amazing amount of cases of PBR. Very proud moment in my life as a teacher. And,
I do remember that now.
and I absolutely love that photo so much. Just it's a good one. So,
I remember that I'm wearing like a very like my mom's business casual dress.
Oh,
in
yeah.
that photo. The last time I wore a dress, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, thank you.
That is awesome.
UPS man is here.
Oh,
UPS
hi,
is
UPS.
here. Very gay.
As Bingaman.
While Kate is getting
I'm
UPS,
it's a bunch of poster tubes.
everyone's favorite. Just loose or
Oh no,
with
no,
posters?
2 giant boxes. We
Oh.
ordered 100 poster tubes. That's
That's a
exciting.
That's a more efficient way than shipping them all individually.
Yes.
Next up, we've got Bingbing. Bingbing, you just came into the room. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, Zack found the photo that I was talking about.
Oh, so sweet.
I love that photo.
Let me find Zack in the list. Oh, here we go.
Hold it up, Zack. Hold it up toward the camera.
A little to your left.
Well, it's
there you go.
It switched on me.
That is cute.
That's amazing.
Oh, no. I love it. I love it. Again, I shouldn't have like one of my more fun memories of Be Honest be with students with a bunch of beer. And it's questionable if Max was 21 at that time. I'm really hoping he was now that I'm saying that. But
Look at the Debbie Mean mug.
I know.
Yeah, I'm wearing lipstick. Who would let me leave the house?
Your sister came and put lipstick on you, if I remember that correctly.
Probably. That adds up.
Okay, Bingbing.
Hi. I'm Bingbing. I graduated last year.
Yes.
To be honest, last year. I don't know, what are we talking about? Our memories of Be Honest?
Yeah, just like which one that you were, what you did and which one you participated in, which was the one that was last year. So you're a recent grad.
Very recent. I involved in a lot of the production work.
Yeah, I have a photo of you here at Outlet. I think you probably made like 20,000 buttons in one afternoon.
Yeah. I have a small production team, and we just, I never feel so productive in my life. I made a lot of buttons, and I remember ordering pencils, and those pencils are not what we're saying. Okay.
They were so ugly.
Oh boy.
They were so expensive and so ugly. We still give them out, and I really don't want to. I hate them so much. Like ugly, not in a good way. I hate them so much.
No. Different pencils? I don't know.
No, that's just the type
those
is
are
huge and gross. I thought whatever, it's fine.
Black type on dark blue, always good for legibility.
They're unsharpened.
I think that's the ideal state for those.
Yeah,
they don't stay sharp very long. Next up on the list, we've got Nicole Lavelle. Nicole, do you want to introduce yourself?
Unmute.
Unmute, Nicole.
You know, hi, it's me.
It's you.
I'm Nicole. This is so hard for me because this was 10 whole years ago that I helped with one Be Honest ever, and it was.
But it was the first one, Nicole, and it was really I feel like kind of like it was like kind of like
we invented it together, all of us,
get the others,
which is cool. Yeah, it started. Fun fact I told Kate the other day is that Aaron Rayburn named it, which
I didn't realize.
It's kind of the most clear memory of that whole time. Like that's the only thing I remember is just being in his apartment in the park blocks, and he was like, "It should be called Be." He said it was like we're inviting them to be honest, and it was like, well, let's just call it that. It was perfect.
I love that. I love that, and I had no idea that was him. Actually, he was invited to be a part of this conversation, but he's not here. So
I'm glad. I'm glad you also brought up the Genesis because this is a chance for us to dip into our very first segment, embarrassing moments, or at least moments that gave birth, to be honest, because as you know, I was researching on our old Flickr group, some Be Honest things, and I went further back than I'd ever gone before. And what did I encounter? But this whole page of what looked to be the early process drafts of the Be Honest mark, the very, very, very first one, all yours, Nicole.
Wow, it's something.
It's like a quilt.
But it was
showing my process.
Yeah, you know.
Look at that mix and mingle. That's a good flyer. I stand behind the flyer. That's all right.
Well, I feel like that is actually kind of similar to what it ended up like landing on in future years. Like it feels like that truly is the genesis of that.
Cool.
But yeah,
you really dug back. I don't think I even remember seeing that, honestly. No offense, Nicole, but it didn't stick with me.
I forgot about it too.
Okay.
Well,
that might not have been what we actually used.
No, it wasn't. That wasn't what it was Heather Noddings actually.
Yeah, because it was Jessica's first typeface, Buttermilk, and it was this like coral color on this kind of like minty green. Yeah, that's what it was.
Well, that was one iteration, but that was the Buttermilk typeface that had their scored. Good Lord,
that
Sean,
was the
you are an
first typeface
organizer.
I ever bought, like that I ever actually paid for, which is like a really exciting milestone.
Yeah, I remember you like being kind of excited, like this is the first typeface I've ever purchased. There it is. That was kind of more the original one.
Yeah. I also love this comment at the end of this post from Company Logo Design. Well, don't know what's going on, but it's not a good way to do this. In my opinion, we have to look again about this issue.
Take that into consideration.
The old type pad's still going.
Never read the comments. Never
read the comments. But yeah, so thank you so much, Nicole. Next up on my list is Sarah. Sarah, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, yeah,
Sarah, another OG.
Yeah, 2010. This is great. I feel like I needed some of those visuals to kind of like bring me back, because it's all a blur. So yeah, part of 2010, and I actually found this is like 2013. I don't know if you guys can see there. This is like the biggest memory I have, to be honest. Which I think like Nicole and I had just like come back from living in a van for 3 months, and we just like the first place we landed in Portland was Be Honest, and it was just such a fun trip to just be like transported back into, I think that was like 2013 or something.
It was the first time we had it at Instrument, because the first year was at Ford Food and Drink, second year was at the Cleaners, and then we moved into Instrument, which was a giant factory where they made ships before Instrument moved into it. So that was, and we were there for a couple years before we went to Wyden. So
yeah, and I think that's why I remember that one the best, is because it was like I was a visitor, not like an organizer. I think that I just kind of like blocked out.
I love it. Sarah, what are you doing now?
I live in Durango, Colorado, actually.
Amazing.
Yeah, I moved to Colorado 2 years ago from LA. So now I live in like a tiny mountain town, and I'm work for a company that's completely remote. So yeah, it's great.
I love it. So good. So good, Sarah. So good to see you.
Yeah.
What did you say, Zach?
I said she's got a real cute puppy too.
That's good.
Yeah. Sorry, no photos of him or her. She's downstairs being quarantined.
No puppy photos. Okay, Sean, who do we have up next?
Next up is a guest from the let's say 2020. Be honest, the one that you are experiencing right now. It is Sparkman.
Hi, I'm Sparkman, just the lady on a last name basis. I'm a senior this graduating in a couple weeks, which is really crazy. I worked last term on the art direction for it, and then on production this term. So it's been 17 weeks of just being neck deep in all of the Be Honest stuff. I'm glad that it's like working out okay. And I had such a fun time like participating the last 2 years. So
I love it. And you're kind of our Instagram live host for the day. And also you started this PSU GD TV spots, which are just killing me. They're so good and so weird.
Two of them dropping today.
I can't wait.
I'm always to interview like alumni on things too. So if you want to be in some like weird MTV Adult Swim-esque PSU GD stuff, DM me.
It's so good. It's so good. I love it. And I love your bee suit, Sparkman.
Thanks. Put the hood on. Oh God.
Oh, yeah, the top is way back there.
I didn't realize that's what that was. This is incredible.
Debbie Millman.
The reveal of the
20 minutes. Should I wear this?
Always.
Yes.
Definitely.
100%.
Oh my God, that's so good.
Incredible.
That is so good. Okay, Sean, who's next?
Next up is our very soon Kemeny speaker, who will be joining us, I believe, June 4th, if I am remembering correctly.
Yes, you are.
Time TBD. It is Tina. Tina, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi. Hi, everybody. I'm Tina Snowlay. I was in Be Honest, I think my sophomore year during
You were one of 2 sophomores that signed up to do it. That's it. So you were in the very first one. And I remember it was like just twisting people's arms who were sophomores especially. And you were one of the 2 that signed up.
And Ben was my mentor.
Which I love. And I still use that story regularly, actually, that you 2 were mentors. And then, yeah, I love that.
Like
I was Tina's mentor, but then she helped get me my first job out of school when she was still in school while I was graduated.
That's the story I tell.
Yeah, like I remember taking like hauling my portfolio and all this stuff to Starbucks to meet up with Ben.
This is silly because you would do all that work and then show it to me, and I was like, "This is all great. You're fine." Like it was a waste of time. It was the easiest mentorship I ever had.
And then you would ask Tina for feedback on your work.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
I still do. I still ask him for help.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I was.
Oh no. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sophomore, and then was in Be Honest until I graduated. So I think my last one was at the instrument one.
Yep. Yeah.
Spirit instrument.
Yeah. I just remember a lot of balloons.
So many balloons. Lots of pinatas. I think that was the year that we got a school account at Lippman's Party Supply.
Hot dog cutout.
Yeah, and because I think Cielle, you were part of that one too, and it was basically like, everyone just go to Lippman's and get whatever you want. I remember Tina came back with a unicorn pinata.
Pierre?
What was the name? Pierre, that's right.
Pierre.
Oh, was that the year with the hot dog cutout also?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It was basically something that I know that I would have dreamt of if someone had told me just to go to a party supply store and buy whatever you wanted. I felt really excited to be able to like do that for you all. Be like, just go and get whatever you want. And it was ridiculous. And I loved it. It was so silly.
I think the green room, I was working in the green room at the time too. And I would just haul everything back to the green room and it looked like men's campus or something.
This is another great segment opportunity for us, which is throwback. There are a lot of current students who don't, when we say green room, they maybe don't realize what we're talking about. So I actually managed to turn up a photo, not of the lounge portion, but of the other portion from 2009, from the very early days. And wowzers, is it green?
That carpet.
Hey,
Zack.
here's a fun fact about that carpet.
That carpet's so gross.
What they did, that whole space when they renovated the annex and built out the rad lab in what used to be that horrible windowless classroom in the middle. They split that up into 2 offices. One used to be mine, the front portion, and Meredith's used to be the back portion, which still had that weird door in it. And Meredith's key opens that door. So we were like, well, let's see what's in there. What's in there is that carpet that they just rolled up and stuck in there.
I should have grabbed that yesterday. Just hold it up.
Just hold the carpet up. Just hold the carpet up. And I have a fun fact. Actually, it was Nicole who will help paint that green room. Nicole, you were, because that room used to be filled with trash. It was another trash room that we converted, because when I first started at PSU, it was just like this garbage room. And then one of many garbage rooms.
There was a time in the graphic design program before Kate, if you can imagine that, and Liz and I would stand in this trash room, and Liz would be like, I don't know, can we move the trash? I don't know. I mean, maybe we can move the trash. And we were like, okay, I think we're gonna move the trash. And then the summer Kate showed up before she even started teaching. She was like, we're moving the trash and we are painting this shit. And here we go. Wow. That's Alex Boyd. And I know Beelan was there, and I looked the same. And Jasmine.
Yeah, it was basically like we're painting everything green, and then whatever we can do metal, we're just going to paint everything gold.
And we still had those gold lockers until very recently, when I think facilities made us get rid
The
of them.
power of some paint is really amazing. Just the transformative power of paint. What is this?
I have to guess that this was maybe the opening party for this, because I don't know why else there would be, because there's a photo later on of
that's an example
a couple
of
folks
the
sitting.
school catering. Those were the South
Oh
days.
yeah, there it is.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm eating it. I'm into it.
Shout out to Andy Nichols, whose photo this is, whose Andy and Natsuko have 2 kids, came from the PSU graphic design department. PSU graphic design bringing life into this world.
I know, 2 twins, 7 now. They're both 7. Well, I guess they both
Incredible.
would be the same age. They're twins. So, that's how it works.
Well, one fell through that time portal, so he's 63. But once he got back from fighting all the zombies on the other side of the time portal, he's great now.
Sean, what is happening? Okay.
I don't know. I'm losing it. We've got maybe just a couple minutes left. If any of you have anything that you would love to share with Sparkman or any of our current exhibiting students, like what you got out of Be Honest, what the best thing to get out of Be Honest is.
Enduring memories that you've not been able to shake.
I know. I can tell Nicole's thinking hard. She's eating her pen.
I have an enduring.
This is your pen, Kate. I realized. It's a brush pen. Anyway.
They travel all over the place. They go everywhere. They're everywhere. Zach, what's your memory?
Well, I have a funny relationship with Be Honest. I have this negative memory that I'm trying to shake, and that maybe, I don't know, maybe you all can help me. That I feel like the first year that I organized it, I did all this work, and it was the biggest one at the time, and there was this huge turnout. And I remember the next day at school, I can't remember who it was, but I remember somebody in class was like, Be Honest wasn't that fun. I didn't even get to talk to anyone cool. And I think you were there for this, Kate. You were in earshot. I don't know if you remember who it was.
Those comments happen every year, Zach.
But it made me, I don't know. It made me afraid a little bit to go, to Be Honest, because I'm just like, are all the students just like looking at you and deciding if you're cool enough in that moment?
Like as a reviewer.
Yeah. And so now I feel a little weird when I show up. I don't know. What should I do about this?
That's that's a very good question, Zach.
And I think that's a good cue for all the participants who are watching to be grateful for the people who have put hours and hours and hours into making this happen and getting all these awesome people to talk to you. So thank them and enjoy it, because it's fun, damn it.
And even if you find out that you just spent like 20 minutes talking to someone's mom, the magic of graphic design is that it's for public consumption. So somebody's mom's take on your work is totally valid.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You don't have to go talking shit afterwards the next day.
Yeah. Oh, Zach, you've been carrying that with you for a while.
That was a deep hurt. That was a deep hurt.
Well, I have another thought that's kind of opposite of that.
Yes.
So I'm just, I haven't been in Portland for like 8 years. It's been a long time since I've lived in Portland, maybe 10 years. And the thing that I remember about Be Honest and just like PSU GD is like the community that exists in Portland, like the cross-pollination between the students and the community. Like now I live in a rural place, and before I lived in like New York and LA, these places like had these giant communities. And the thing that was special about Portland is that it just felt so connected to like the student community, felt connected to the working community, and it just felt like a nice big family. And I really do appreciate like having that experience.
No, and that's so good, Sarah, because I feel like that's definitely something that I've always been so appreciative of, because before I started teaching at PSU, like 12 years ago, whenever that was, I taught at a university in Mississippi called Mississippi State, and there wasn't any design agencies. There wasn't. And so like when I moved to Portland, I was like, oh my God, there's so many great people here. And I feel like that enthusiasm that I had when I first landed here in 2008 is still very much alive and well. And it's just such a big priority for me to try to bring all of these people together. And now that we're doing this on the internet, it's been so much fun to be able to bring in people outside of Portland. And it's been so fun to be able to involve so many of you all that don't live in Portland anymore, to be like, hey, come and work with students, look at students' work. And even though this time is just kind of just such a weird spot to be in, I'm really kind of seeing those silver linings to this bizarre virus cloud. And that's definitely one of them, to be able to just get you all engaged with an activity that you might not have been able to participate in had we done this in real life. So again, I can't help but to thank all of you for being a part of this first of 4 sessions that we're doing about the Bin Honest founders. And it just makes me so happy to see all your faces too. Holy cow. I love it so much.
Yeah, it is so great for you all to be here, and for us to get to facilitate this reunion. So all you viewers at home, I realize we are running a little long, so I am going to wrap up. But this is not the last of these conversations that we're going to be doing. Three more. We are going to be hosting one at 2:00 today. That's our next one, and we'll also be going live at 4:00 and 5:30. All at this same URL. You're gonna feel a little weird because if you go to this before one of those times, it's going to redirect you back to PSUGD. But if you come during one of those times, it'll take you to the live video. So keep an eye out for it. Coming up in the 1:00 hour too, we are getting started with the comma hotline and Design Jeopardy in something like 7 or 8 minutes. I'm realizing that I'm looking at an out-of-date version of Webflow.
That's exciting.
Windows.
Seller Society going live at 1:00 as well, on the brand new PSU Good Market Seller Society Instagram. So go check all those things out. The address to go to is just psu.gd/b-honest. We'll take you right there. So thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Nice to see you, everyone.
Bye.
As we go on, we remember all. Okay, that's enough. Bye.